Alright guys, it's Thursday and you know what's happening on Thursday? Yes, it's the webinar day, guys. So before I talk about the webinar, I want to talk about some things that are happening here in the market. We've seen euro dollar doing a bit of a retracement. At this moment is on 106.77. This is 2 p.m. on Australian time. We've seen pound dollar as well doing a retracement, but we've seen USDJPY not retracing back. So if we look to USDJPY at this moment, the price is at 154.252. Yeah, well, there is a retracement, but nothing compared to as on euro dollar and pound dollar. So just remembering here what is actually happening on the market. It's not because the euro is strong, it's not because of the pound is strong, or not either because the Japanese yen is strong. It's because the US dollar, if we get the DXY, the US dollar index, we can see that we had a retracement from 106,400 around that number all the way now to 105,857. So yes, there is a retracement on the US dollar, occasionating a strength on the base of those other three pairs that I've just mentioned. Euro, pound, three currencies that I've just mentioned, euro, pound and yen. So that doesn't mean that the US dollar is losing its strength. It's just simply coming for a pullback that maybe will continue later on. All right. So this is the first thing I want to mention and get rid of. Second thing is that yesterday we did have the CPI for UK and Europe. And we can see that on UK, we did have a higher than expected year over year from March. As the consensus was expecting 3.1, it came at 3.2, so 0.1% higher than expected. Well, this is just showing to us that yes, they continue to have a higher spending as of the retail sale. We had retail sales that came higher than expected. So it's showing to us that yes, people are continuing to spend and they are controlling, and they are not controlling inflation so well. Remember that we did have inflation on UK at the numbers on 12%, 11%, somewhere around those numbers, and now we are having at 3.2%. So in a sense, yes, it is declining. With most probably 70% already, 68, 67% have declined already. But they still have a lot to do. When it comes to those points where, inflation is on 12% or something like that, it's pretty easy to come down to 5%, to 5%, to 4%, to 3%. But now, to get inflation from 3% to the actual target, 1 to 2%, then this is very hard because the number, it's much smaller, and the hikes are already very high. So they can't go and hike again. That would, well, they could if they want, they could, but the economy is not allowing that to happen at the moment. All right. So therefore, now they have lots and lots of work to be done to reduce another 1% on the inflation, 1.2, 1.5% on the inflation number. All right. As Europe, we did have the CPI as well. All of them, the core CPI, the CPI month over month, and the CPI year over year came as expected. So we are seeing some numbers, but remembering here that the previous was 2.6% year over year, as the actual came in at 2.4, as the consensus was expecting, as well as the CPI month over month. The previous was 0.6%, and the consensus was 0.8. So indeed, we did have a as expected news. All right, so 0.8 as expected, 0.8, but we are still rising inflation from the previous of 0.6% on month over month. Okay, so from February to March, we did had a bit of 0.2%, 0.2% higher inflation. So this hence why the pound is going up, and hence why the euro is going up as well. With the numbers are equally the same, but the pound did had a higher than expected, but the Europe didn't had a higher than expected, but was higher than the previous. Okay, so just bear this in mind because of higher energy prices. All right, and then we did had the Europe summit, and then we have this morning we had the unemployment rate for Australia coming lower than expected. This is good. And then today we will have initial jobless claims at 10:30 p.m. Followed by after the Guindo's speech from Europe, the ECB member. All right, and we're gonna have as well some FOMC members is speaking at 11:05, 11:15, and 11:15 as well on from US. All right, and then tomorrow we don't got much things. We only have existing home sales. That's going to be midnight today. FOMC member Bostic will give it this speech, and retail sales, core retail sales for UK, German PPI, and that would be it. All right. So from today to the next days, maybe we will see euro dollar retracing a little bit more even, but I continue to hold short positions on euro dollar. All right, so tonight is the webinar. If you're not yet registered, what are you waiting for? Join us. It's going to be 7 to 8 p.m. on Australian time because of the daylight saving has ended. Before it was 8 to 9, now it's 7 to 8 p.m. All right, guys, we're going to be discussing all of that. I'm going to be showing you the charts, and I'm going to be showing you what I think it's good opportunities in the market in my perspective analysis. All right, so as well, just the last reminder here, give us a thumbs up on this video, share this video with your friend, subscribe to our channel, and yeah, this is it. Tomorrow we will be releasing a ACY cast where I talked about all the things happening at the market with Peter Pan, or CFA in-house analyst here at ACY Securities. So pay attention, put ring the bell there, activate that, because then you don't lose any videos we updated here every day. All right, guys, thank you so much, and I see you tonight on the webinar, or I see you tomorrow in the next video. Bye bye.